Hey, welcome everyone. This is Mike from zozostockwatch.com. This is going to be your StockWatch list for the 30th of April and a little bit of market talk. Let's go ahead and get into the news right away. Some big earnings came out after the bell tonight. By the way, MBIO, Mustang Bio, announces a public offering. This one moving down in the after hours. We had Google earnings come out after the bell tonight. They revenue miss here on Google. They beat on earnings, but revenue miss for Google, so that stock moving down. Now, Google had run up into earnings, so it's giving back some of that run up. So it's not like the end of the world here on Google. Let's see, revenue 36.3 billion versus 37.4 billion, 34 billion expected on Google for their revenue. Market not liking that, and like I said, a little bit of a run up into Google ahead of the earnings, so a little bit coming off in the after hours tonight on Google. TXRH, this one earnings per share miss and by 10 cents and revenue miss there. TXRH. So that stock is trading down in the after hours. NBIX earnings miss by 41 cents, but beats on revenue. So NBIX, it's a biotech name. That stock also selling down in the after hours. CHGG, I believe they supply books to colleges. CHGG, this stock, yeah, educational training services stock moving down after the bell tonight. So on their earnings release, let's see what else do we get. SANM, this one is trading up. SANM, Sanmina Corporation was trading up. Maybe this is a bad tick. Actually, it's at 32.50. So yeah, it's trading up in the after hours on Sanmina. A nice move there. Let's see. CENX, Century Aluminum, appoints a chief operating officer. QTNA, earnings per share revenue beat. Sanmina, they beat by 17 cents, beat on revenue on that one. AQMS had some news, reached an agreement with Greenbank, AQMS. That stock, not too much going on in the after hours on that name. CHGG, earnings per share beat by 3 cents, beat on revenue for that one. Forgot to say that earlier. Let's see, MBIO pricing range between 4 and 420 for MBIO. VRNS misses by a penny, misses on revenue for that name. Let's see, what else do we have after the bell? ROL downgraded or initiated, I should say, neutral at McGuire for ROL. INST over in the software space beat by 4 cents. Also missed on revenues. AKS earnings per share beat by 11 cents, but revenue miss there for AKS. That's in the steel sector. Was popping up a little bit in the after hours, and then they pulled it right back down on AKS. CGNX earnings per share beat by 10 cents. Revenue miss. CGNX, that stock selling off in the after hours. So another revenue miss here on CGNX. So a lot of revenue misses so far in tonight's earnings. RIG, earnings per share miss, but revenues in line. So never the two shall meet. RIG, not much reaction in the after hours. MGM, earnings per share miss, revenue beat. All right, so MGM, believe, was trading down. Yeah, that one moving down in the after hours on MGM. And let's see, what else do we have? YUMC, Yum China, earnings per share and revenue beat. So ding, 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 we finally got one that they beat on both. That stock moving up in the after hours. Maybe one to watch tomorrow on Yum China on that name. And Boeing wins 5.7 billion U.S. Defense Air Force contract on Boeing. So that stock, no reaction to that. WWE filed 13G, so a 5% stake in WWE that news coming out after the bell tonight. WWE, after their earnings, had been pushed down a few ticks up here in the after hours. You can barely see them on that one. DGLY moving up in the after hours. Digital Alley popping here in the after hours, reaches a settlement in its lawsuit against enforcement video case. DGLY moving up in the after hours. HQY and Wage, looks like HQY going after Wage. When I looked at, yeah, Wage is popping up in the after hours tonight on WAG. So this news, courtesy of the trade exchange. By the way, HQY is moving down, so that stock. S&P 500 and Nasdaq closed at record highs. Not the Dow Jones, but just those two. S&P 500 and Nasdaq both at closing at record highs today. Another tight range day on the SPY. We were getting nice trades in bounces. I'll show you a couple of the trades that we did at the service at Zozo Stockwatch in a few seconds. So the SPY record highs popped up to about that. Let's see, the high was 294.45 for the SPY. Narrow range though, but holding above all the fast-moving averages. Let's check the IWM. Also improving again today. IWC also improving today. Still has that 200 SMA up ahead. The Qs all-time highs here for the Qs popping up on that. Let's see, what else did I want to show you? XLF was very strong today. XLF moving up. The IBB, not much going on there today. Kind of a little bit of a, I don't know, indecisive candle here, holding above the 10 SMA, so in a narrow range on the IBB. XBI also butting its head up against the 200 SMA. Not much continued follow through in the XBI. New record highs, like we said, but limited gains ahead of the earnings this week. The market started the week today with a strong move, not a huge move. The Nasdaq up 15, the Dow Jones up 11, the S&P 500 up 3. The Dow Jones transports were down 74 today. The PE for the SPX, the S&P 500, currently at about 22. Historically, it averages around 15. So on a historical basis, we're a little bit high. Recent PEOs have been between 20 and 24 for the S&P 500. So in the current environment market with interest rates where they are, I guess you could say the S&P 500 is fairly valued. Spotify had earnings today. SPOT, they came out this morning with their earnings. Not much traction there on Spotify. They had 100 million subscribers, but it's still losing money on Spotify. Slack, some talk on the Slack IPO, which will be coming out. They're going to do a direct to market on the NYSE for Slack, and they're going to sidestep the underwriters on the Slack IPO. And then Intel was down further today. Intel, after their earnings miss, that stock headed lower. It's hanging out here at the 100 SMA. So that's some of the stocks and some of the news for today. Here's your earnings calendar from Earnings Whisper. We also had WDC come out with earnings. I'll check that in 1 second. I believe it was down. Also moving STX and Sympathy down on their earnings. GE has earnings before the bell. Shopify, SHOP, MasterCard, McDonald's. You could see the rest here coming out with earnings. Big day, Apple coming out, and AMD, Twilo coming out, TWLO symbol there, Amgen, and a few other names in the software space, Zendesk, but everybody will be watching for the Apple earnings, and as you can see, a lot of earnings coming up for the rest of the week, this courtesy of Earnings Whisper. Now, Earnings Whisper, that graphic I just showed you only shows the major companies, but if you look and see here, this is from Trade Exchange. This is their list of earnings just before the bell on Tuesday. Then after the market, all the companies that are going to be reporting after the bell tomorrow from Trade Exchange there. This is their nifty calendar. The FOMC meeting begins tomorrow for Tuesday. You have the FOMC announcement coming out on Wednesday. They're not supposed to raise rates, but the banks have been very strong going into the FOMC meeting for tomorrow. Fed chair press conference also at 2:30 tomorrow for Wednesday, excuse me. So straight economic information tomorrow. And once again, earnings, if we click on this green here, you see all the earnings coming out Wednesday before the bell and then Wednesday after the bell. So we are in the thick of it for earnings season right now. Once again, this calendar courtesy of the Trade Exchange. Okay, so we were watching CGC today. This was one we had on our radar, CGC, and we put in the room CGC at 10:13 a.m. CGC 49.25. All the alerts are typed in the room and also alerted over the microphone. 480. 48.95 stop. Here's the entry on CGC. We pretty much nailed this one. 49.25 break. The stock went all the way up to 52.50 on this name. Another name that we traded in the service tonight was Lyft, and I even spoke about Lyft. I believe on the video last night. Can't remember. Don't hold me to that because I do a pre-market prep in the morning. So I think we just talked about it in the room actually. Now that I'm remembering, but Lyft, we call this. We were watching Lyft over this 57.75 spot for Lyft, LYFT, and right here is where we called it Lyft at 10:41 on Lyft, over 57.75, 57.50 the stop. There's your entry on Lyft. Stock still moved all the way up to over $60 into the close here on Lyft. A lot of us are still holding some shares since we got a nice cushion in our day trade. So as we teach, when you get a nice trade like this, why not hold some, right? You can go to break even stop on your last shares. Same thing with CGC. We're still going to hold some here. We got a beautiful entry off of this 49 area, so we're holding some of that. So this is a day trade. Those are a couple of day trades that have become swing trades. We're holding a little portion on both of those. So that's a couple of trades from zozostockwatch.com. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the watch list for tomorrow. We'll see how the future is going to be overnight. If this video is helping you out, please hit the like button. Give it a thumbs up. Greatly appreciate it. That helps my numbers out there on YouTube. So if you feel that we're helping you, please hit the like button. Also, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe. We do a video pretty much each night, Sunday through Wednesday night. We don't do a video Thursday night for Friday. And hit that bell if you want some email alerts when we do a new video. Going to keep my eye on this ACB now. It still needs to get up over that $9.15 area for ACB. It's just hanging out here. So one of these days, maybe it wants to get going or it's going to completely break down. But looks like it's trying to decide. So we'll have that on watch. CGC obviously will be on watch again. Beautiful looking chart here. Nice move up. Now, full disclosure, we are in this one from today on CGC. And once again, my videos are just for idea generation. Take it with a grain of salt, I guess. But these are some things I'm watching for tomorrow. CVRS, nice move up today. Has that 225 spot up ahead for CVRS, volume 1.4 million shares, possible break of the highs here for tomorrow. CYTK has $9.50, $9.55 CYTK, nice looking chart. Let's see, 468,000 shares on this name. So we'll have it on watch, see if there's it's basing here, flagging. We'll see if it wants to make a move up. Some of the shippers were moving moving up today. DCIX may be interesting. Volume over 500,000 shares. We'll see. SALT was moving up strong today. Over 1.8 million shares on SALT. Has that 550 area up ahead. So this one will be on watch also. DGLY, I don't really love this one for intraday trading. It's usually very low volume. Like today, it only traded 70,000 shares, so it's not a favorite. So we'll see if it wants to get some more volume tomorrow on that news. DSS has been holding up okay. On DSS, I think it needs to get up over at least a dollar 45, a dollar 50 area on DSS. Maybe wants to make another move up, but once again, note the volume, only 65,000 shares in this name. Volume can come in. All right, if we do break above this $1.50 on DSS, but very low volume today, but we'll see, all right, on that name. JMI, another IPO that is doing very well. Pins also, I didn't catch Pins today, but look at this thing moving up to $34. Missed Pins, can't catch them all. That one doing very well. JMIA, definitely want to keep that one on watch. MGTX, a biotech name, basing here under that $20 area volume today. Only 102,000 shares. So volume in some of these biotech names right now is a little bit light. But MGTX, if it can get up over 20, might want to get some more volume in there. MRNS, trying to get up over the 200 SMA, 1.1 million shares, so at least the volume is there on this name. We have that 550 area. The high today was 540, so maybe over the highs of the day, get you that break of 550, and nicely coming up over the 200 SMA. Has not been above the 200 SMA for a while. NEO, perking up here and there. NEO, the volume is there, just not the movement, right? So NEO trying to get back over $5. Maybe if it gets back above 510 for NEO. NOVN, this one had a little bit of news in the after hours tonight. Not a big volume stock once again, so we'll see. Not in love with it. NVIDIA, watching this one maybe to take out these hammer candle highs around 180, 150 or so. Maybe turn back up for NVIDIA. PYX, another cannabis name, watching this one over 23.50 on this name. QD, we talked about it on the video last night. It did pop. It got over that 675, popped up to $7. It keeps stalling at around $7.17, $7.16. So if it can get up over that 7 and change area, maybe it makes another nice move. Volume 6.9 million. REN, perking up a little bit, 500,000 shares on this name, battling at the $2 area on RENN. That'll be on watch. ROAN, Roan, popping up 7.9 million shares, coming up to the 50 SMA, fading off a little bit. 50 SMA on this name is at $6.33. We closed at 5.56, so I'll have to watch this one intraday tomorrow to see if it wants to set up. Roku is a possibility, trying to get up over this 63, 65. The highs today were 64.17. Maybe 63.75 is enough to get another move in Roku. TEUM. It popped up to this 450 area. If they can get it back above 450 on TEUM, volume 6 million shares on that name. TW to IPO, recent IPO. Volume 1 million shares, so that's good. The high today, 41.43 on TW. So I'll be watching this one to see if it wants to set up at all. IPOs have been making some moves. Twitter would have to now get up over. We actually traded Twitter today in the service. We got a decent trade out of it. Now it needs to get above $40, right? Came up to 39.97. Back here we have a high of 40.13. Maybe maybe 40.05 gets Twitter popping. VTVT volume on this one, 3.5 million on VTVT. They spiked it up, but it pulled right back. So kind of an inverted hammer here. The high, $1.65. I think it would have to get up over that $1.65 area. Yext looking better on the daily chart. Highs today, 21.68. Maybe some kind of red to green move. If it pushes down, then maybe we catch it on the reversal back up, or you can watch it over the highs of today. Call it 21.70, 21.75 for Yext possibility. 700,000 shares in that name. YUMC, they had earnings, so maybe this is our earnings play to watch for tomorrow, though it's up a couple of bucks already. We'll see on that name. ZM Zoom, recent IPO. Very spready intraday, not an easy one to trade. I look at it during the intraday. It just has sometimes 15, 20-cent spreads in it. So I'll have it on watch. We'll see. ZS, Zscaler, the high today, 69.50 on this one, closed at 68.20. So keep an eye on it. Maybe it sets up intraday on Zscaler in the software space. This sector has been very strong. All right, we're going to leave it there for tonight. This is Mike from zozostockwatch.com. Have a good day trading tomorrow. I'll be back at it with another video tomorrow night. Please hit the like button, subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Hit that bell if you'd like to be notified when we do a video. Have a good night all, and good day trading tomorrow.